Welcome back for the second half of the first semi-final Geelong District Football League for 1996, and it's Thompson and Werribee Centrals, and the Centurions have the lead. 5-7-37 they lead. Thompson 5-6-36 with a 4-goal second quarter to give them the 1-point lead at half-time. And it should be an exciting second half of the game. The wind is still going to the left of the ground to the city end of Godfrey Street. Vilchins back in the ruck against Smith, and Vilchins gets the first hat down. Gardner, wrapped up high there. Yes, it was. Umpire Beattie said. I think he might have been waiting for umpire Graftis to give the free kick there, but umpire Beattie said Gardner was held too high. He's going to go wide towards Lamb. Sits on one knee and takes the mark on the wing, on the member's side. Not much on offer for him at centre-half forward. He just goes long towards Vilchins and Cowan. Cowan up on Vilchins' back, and it's a push. And, that's not advantage, umpire Beattie, my goodness. And he's decided to give the free kick back to Vilchins. There was no advantage there, so umpire Beattie held the ball up. So Vilchins now comes members side looking for Buchanan and also Bernardo. Up in the middle of the pack there, Gardner, Withers, wrapped up without the footy. Thrown up there, Atchison, can't take it with him. Hart there as well. And Ambrose, Kelly and Atchison see the ball over at half forward for the Tigers. So it's going to be a throw-in again. Vilchins and McFarlane do the ruck work on this occasion. It goes towards McFarlane and Edgar does trap it now. Gets around on his right boot, slips over as he kicks. Goes towards Buchanan, Gardner and Hannessy. Hannessy traps it and then threw the ball away. Morley, handball good to Buchanan. Back to Morley's going to put him under pressure, but he gets away from it. There's Grapsis, but Morley gets his left foot to it. Luddick and also Stein. Stein attacking it. Can't take it with him, can he? Yes or no? Now he's wrapped up by Luddick. Harton tried to keep it in, but he couldn't, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Oh, well, we're all back to the football now, mate. I've missed the first couple, and we're so at time clock. All these modern
things, gadgets. Yeah. Darlow, wrapped up by Gardner, and umpire Grafsis will come in and bounce the ball.
No change to the scoreboard, 1 point to margin in this first semi-final, and great for Australia's footy, isn't it, this GDFL final series?
It is. The weather's fine out here at Godfrey Street this afternoon. Just a bit of breeze going to the city end of the oval. Boundary ball up on the wing. Edgar now traps it and then just throws it over the boundary line. Knocks over a no alcohol permitted dry area only sign. And the boundary umpire gets the footy back now. And just on the attacking side of wing for the Centurions, he'll throw it in. That's a better throw in. Smith gets both hands to it. Vilchins at the front of the pack, though. Now Hannessy, handball to Barry Delaney. Coming at him, Nankervis. His kick's partly smothered, but he follows it up now. Grapsis on hands and knees. Taps it towards Burke, who runs through. Handball's okay to Ambrose Kelly. He's handball to Withers. Left foot kick by him hurriedly up towards McFarlane. Can't trap the ball at centre-half forward. Coming straight out, Timmy Ellis takes a bounce and runs through centre-half back. Kick in board towards Kelly and Edgar. Kelly punched away. Nankervis and Cicino. Gus Cicino, can he get away? Well, he gets his handball away. Buchanan. Handball inboard at Darlow. Now they can set something up. It's a wobbly kick, though. Gardner stands his mark. That's Chris, and he goes along with a tumbling punt towards Darlow and Richardson. They've got the numbers here, the Tigers. Kelly, handball to Timmy Gardner. Gets away from Delaney. Good handball, too. Richardson can set something up. The lead's on from Cowan. He goes in that direction now. Gardner gets back there. Cowan roves the pack. Goes around with his left boot. And which way does it bounce? It bounces through for one behind.
Yeah, big effort there from Mark Cowan, and that ball did do a leg break. Had it bounced probably a metre this way, rather than where it did, it could have bounced through. He's a little bit misfortunate there, or unfortunate, but a good forward movement there from the Tigers.
So scores level again. Thompson 5-7-37, and as are Werribee Centrals. That's on the Atco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. Been going a couple of minutes. Vilchins and Lamb go for that kick in from Buck, and it's a free kick to Lamb for a push from Vilchins. So Anthony Lamb right on the boundary line at half forward now, about 50 out. Not much on offer for him though up the ground. Cowan standing in the goal square against Buck, not leading for him. Lamb now with his left boot drives it into the teeth of goal. Up there McFarlane. Up there also Richardson. Can he take the mark? No, hands to it before him. Comes out towards Darlow and Morley. Free kick found for a trip, and it's advantage paid, was it? Yes, Morley. And he goes with his left boot, puts it up high for Bernardo. Atchison gets the ride, gets one hand to it, then it goes back and helps out Kelly, who's got it. He gets around onto his right boot. Short little kick, too wide though, looking for Menzies. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Well, scoreboard all tied up, and looks like Nathan Taylor chunky, will not be taking any further part in proceedings on crutches walking past the commentary position.
Yep, so, well, we'll see how long-term that could be. If Thompson get up today, that will not do their chances any good. He's an important part of their side. And it's out of bounds now on the wing, on the outer side. And just one behind addition to the score.
Chrissy Garden having a few words with Mr. Edgar.
Yes.
Atchison in the ruck and Smith there also. He's wrapped up, and umpire Grapsis will come in and ball it up on the wing on the outer side.
Don't forget APCO Easy Shops bringing you this third and vital quarter of football. They're at North Geelong, East Geelong, Newcombe, and of course down at sunny Barwon Heads.
Ball up. It will be sunny down there, do they, Ronnie?
Sun always shines down there, mate.
No, it doesn't. The kick is out of bounds on the full there from Thompson, and it's going to be Gus Cicino to take the free kick for Werribee. Just on the defensive side of the wing, on the outer side for the Centurions, and scores level here in the first semi-final. Short kick towards Timmy Ellis, puts up one hand, can't take the mark. Withers, turnover, Gardner, handball good to Richardson. Now he runs to half forward. The lead's on from Cow, and it's an absolutely sensational kick. And, Dennis Cunningham has made sure Mark Cowan has earned that mark.
Took the wind right out of his sails.
He did.
The effort in the centre of the ground by Timmy Ellis, unless he's got a problem with his other arm, I couldn't see the reason why he'd go up with one hand and not throw the two up. I'm sure if he threw the two up, they'd definitely stick.
Timmy always likes to do that a bit. He's a bit showy.
Should have played in your day then, Ronnie.
He wouldn't have been able to
Not enough room in the side. Not enough room for two of them.
Cowan goes in with his left boot and was looking for the breeze to bring it back, but it didn't enough. And 1-2 is his tally this afternoon now, and they take the lead, the Tigers, 5-8-38. Werribee Central's 5-7-37 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. We've been going 5 minutes in this third term. So Gareth Buck waiting for the footy to come back, and he'll do the kicking in honours again for the Centurions. And he comes to the member side looking for Morley and also Cunningham. Menzies is up there and stood in front, couldn't take the mark. Oh, now he wraps up. That looked like it was Harton. Ball comes out to Withers, handball over the top to Lamb. He's on his right side, he's on his left. He can run in and kick the goal. He goes with his left, measures the kick, and it's a sensational kick too.
Oh, what a goal! Oh, Anthony Lamb! That's the goal of the day, gentlemen.
Well, it's only been 11 of them.
Well, that was a beauty.
It was.
Wrong
right on the
side
boundary
of his
line.
Body. Perfect for a right footer, and the left footer split the woodwork. Sensational.
So Lamb's goal puts Thompson to 6-8-44, and they lead Werribee Central's 5-7-37 by 7 points on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And Anthony Lamb kicks his first goal, and a good running goal from the winger.
Now, Christian Smith, I'm pretty impressed with this kid. He's had a real red-hot dip here competing against Wilson's. The bounce, not a good one. It allows young, that was the lunchbox, Gardner. Found Lamb. He was well collared, though, with the footy. Pack of players are formed at centre-half forward and have another bounce down.
I'm pretty impressed with the way Kelly's gone about it today, too. He's gone in pretty hard.
Yeah, matter of have to, mate, when you're the 21st, 22nd player in the side.
Just interesting to see we've got Bernardo at centre-half forward and Matheson standing at full forward, and the ball hasn't sort of been down that area at the moment, so I think I'd like Matheson up at centre-half forward at this period in time with Wilson's in the ruck.
Okay, well, the ball's now on the outer side of the ground, and Justin Morley always got plenty of time, and on that occasion did it nicely too to Gus Cicino. That's a great football name, isn't it? Cicino goes long, and Luddick comes out and takes a streamer.
He goes long towards the lead of Matheson out in front of Harris. Harris got a hand to him, Grapsis, tackles Edgar as he tried to get the handball away. There's the echo. Justin goes long towards half back. Can't take the mark there. Harton falls towards Lamb, who can't pick it up. And there was no help from anybody from his Thompson teammates. Delaney got one high. Goes towards Harton. Slade Hennessy tackled. And the kick away. Oh, it's a good clearing kick too towards the wing. Gardner goes up against Galauka. Goes towards Cunningham and McFarlane. Cunningham just gets a left boot to it. Taps to his own advantage. Galauka came through, tried to ship and got nobody. Cunningham
another ball at the other end of the ground.
Onto his right boot. Good kick too. Found Luddick out on the wing. Plays on quickly. Handball inboard towards Barry Delaney. Puts him under pressure. Oh, Burke came straight at him. Lined him right up. And put him out. And it was a fair bump too. And now it's going to be a free kick to Thompson. And that was a fair bump. And David Burke will take the free kick at half-back for the Tigers.
He doesn't hold back Galauka, does he? He's a very strong player for his side.
I'll say.
I love it.
Sensational.
I like his way
out of your mouth there, Ronald. Sensational.
Yeah, thank you very much. Berkey goes short
Kick.
for the leader. Beauty Macca. He's getting a bit of touch. Just hope those pins can hold up. From a Thompson point of view, I'm talking, of course, as we see now that, Grapsus, the orator, goes long the back pocket player. Oh, Menzies! And also at the back of the pack, Cunningham couldn't take the mark. Loose ball now, opportunity. Here comes the coach, Richardson. Had a picnic. Should have handballed, hungry. And,
he's having a bit of, I think he might have suggested that to Richo as well, I think.
Wilsons takes the footy. Edgar, good hands. There he goes. Tantalising Timmy. Left foot poke out the side. Looks there for Luddick. Luscious Lutz. Oh, lovely stuff. Over the top to Justin. Jumping Justin Morley. Goes out long and wide. But I tell you what, that big bad Burke has got the footy.
Can we have a dictionary to the commentary box, please, O'Reilly? Goes up towards Curvis at centre-half forward. Little handball to Timmy Gardner. Puts him under pressure, but he breaks the tackle again. Bilchin's the big frames back there. He takes...
Who's on him?
Nobody at the moment. Gives it to Cunningham, then he gives it to Galauka. Gets away from Richardson easily. Short little kick towards Harton. Has to trap it against two, Gannon Lamb. And he goes towards the safety bag line. Now, if that's not a push in the back... why wasn't that a push in the back to him?
He hit him with his shoulder, mate. Hit him with his shoulder. He loves it.
Yep.
And Darren Hart, you can't say that, you naughty boy. Well, he's obviously said the wrong thing. And the umpire said, well, you better have a spell, son.
So, Darren Harton sent from the ground. And that's 3 players sent off now this afternoon, 2 for Thompson. And
well, it's a very emotional game, this great game.
It's a cutthroat first semi-final.
And the boys down here in the front here on the fence, they're pretty emotional about their footy as well.
You bloody right, say that again.
So it's a boundary thrown at half forward for the Thompson Tigers. Smith in front, it's both hands to it. Falls towards Gardner, who's well shepherded. He goes at half forward and goes long. Getting back there, Timmy Ellis in front. He put up 2 hands on this occasion.
He's been impressive today.
And he took at the mark and plays on. Gets away from McFarlane, does he? Takes a bounce and runs across half back. Goes short. It's a poor kick. Curvis has still got in front of him. Now he's wrapped up. Handball over the top to Menzies. Handball to Timmy Gardner, who sits and waits. Gives it back to Menzies, then back to Curvis. They're racking up the possessions on that half forward flank. He goes long now. Up to the teeth of goal. Cowan!
Cowan!
It was always his, I think. I don't think he was ever going to miss that.
Struth.
He read it much better. The ball carried a little bit. And Ronnie's just exploded in the box. Jason's heading to the ear and eye hospital to get his ears fixed.
Was that a good mark or not?
Well, if there was any wax left in my ear, it isn't now.
Well,
it was a very good mark. It was a very good mark, Ronnie. I hate to think what you're going to be like if he ever gets off the ground and takes the mark. But Cowan stood his ground, took a mark and kicked a second goal for Mark Cowan. And we hear across the loudspeaker that Geelong is getting an absolute thumping at Kardinia Park. So if you're around the traps and you're listening to 89.1 Country, if you're down at Kardinia Park, come down here. It's a better game of football at Godfrey Street. 7-8-50 Thompson. They lead Werribee Central's 5-7-37 by 13 points on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 11 and a half minutes in this third term.
Certainly all happening down here on the third quarter. And the final premiership third quarter too. And guess who brings it to you? Those APCO Easy Shops in and around Geelong.
Back to the centre now. Smith and Vilchins. Good bounce too. Smith stands his ground. Vilchins gets his left fist to it. Chopped off by Timmy Gardner. Goes towards Kelly, who's wrapped up. He just throws it to Gardner. And he got around on his right boot. Goes long. Menzies and Cunningham. Cunningham can't take the mark. He's got support with Ellis. Cunningham now wrapped up. Ducked his head. Should be holding the ball. Yes, it is. Yep, Menzies tackled him and Cunningham ducked his head.
And the only thing he's done it wrong all day. He's probably their best player for the Central.
Played very well.
And, you feel a bit sorry for him, don't you?
I think he had the right intentions at first. I think he would have liked to have gone to the boundary line, then decided to take on the player, and I think he should have gone with the first option.
That's a coaching cliche.
Is that right?
First option?
First option, generally the right one.
So Menzies now, who hasn't kicked a goal to date so far in this match, will be kicking from about 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. He's got the Dennis Lilly run-up going, and it's a very poor kick off the boot. It just didn't seem to come off right there. And one behind for Menzies. So Thompson 7-9-51, lead Werribee 5-7-37 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard.
Nearly 14 minutes gone too, boys.
And going to be Buckter kicking again for the Centurions.
Tigers could be in a bit of trouble.
How much your back Wilson's on here?
Well, it'd be 100. Oh, even money, wouldn't it?
Because he dropped the mark there. Traps it.
It's pretty blowy out there today.
Pack develops.
And how many marks has Wilson's taken? I've lost count.
Taken several in the second quarter in the forward line. The one thing when you've got an option like Wilson's to kick to, you can encourage your rovers to get to under his feet, and if he's never going to let the ball go behind him. So it's either going to be marked or it's going to get to the front.
Withers, kick smothered by Hennessy. In there also was Brad Spicer. His kick is out of bounds on the full. And Alan Richardson, well, it must have come off Withers' foot because it's going to go to Werribee. So Withers must have been the last to touch it over the line there. Brad Spicer to take it at half back. Poor kick off the boot. McFarlane and Burke can raffle it. McFarlane has the winning ticket. He gets the mark, plays on quickly. Cow in the lead, Buck right behind him. Alice coming across at the back of the pack now. Lunchy, Gardner and Galauka. Lunchy goes off the ground and soccer through.
Juventus! Sensational!
Well, we saw
the lunchbox has pulled one right out.
We saw that last Saturday night to get Brisbane home against Fremantle, and Lunchy's done it from 20 metres out. He's kicked it through, and Manchester United would be very happy with that goal.
Well, that was a beauty. I mean, he was 30 metres out in the forward pocket, running into the pocket with the ball on the ground and went whoosh with his right leg and straight through the high diddle-diddle.
8-9-57, Werribee Central's 5-7-37. Back to the centre. Comes out towards Withers again, who gets a handball out to Nankervis. It's going to be thumped away, though. Darlow, a big thump again. Edgar, good thump on. Bernardo can run onto it with Barry Delaney. Shepherd's Bernardo. Barry Delaney can't pick it up. Now he can. Left foot kick high towards Buchanan and Gardner. Gardner, a double fister. Matheson traps it. Handball. Oh, behind Bernardo. And, Smith got collared. Play on. Grabs us. Takes a bounce across half back. Takes to the orator. And then Vision into the middle, looking for Richardson and Vilchins. Richardson in front. Takes the mark. Plays on now. Yeah, tried to get around Vilchins. And good was a bit slow there.
Slipped over at the critical time.
He did. And advantage paid. Adrian Hart goes towards Buchanan at 55 out. And Buchanan now long to Matheson, one out with Harris. Smith getting back there. Good mark, Christian Smith.
Yeah, the big arms. He's a tall boy, isn't he, really?
Yeah. He's done a reasonable job. I mean, Wilson's had probably a bit of input. Most of his input's been when he's been resting in the forward line. And, he's even against the other ruckman from Werribee, he's probably given them a couple of inches in height and obviously given them probably a couple of stone in size. But he's performed quite admirably for his side under the circumstances.
Yeah, certainly has. And good to see Christian Smith out there for the Tigers, wearing that number 1 Guernsey. Left foot kicks a beauty. Good lead too. Beauty, McFarlane. And I'm pretty happy about that number 8 jumper starting to get back into the play too. Christian McFarlane is been riddled with injury late in the season, and he's a true champion, and his father will love me for saying that. And I only give credit where it's due, gentlemen. And he's just starting to get the taste of it again. The ball is starting to stick to the big fingers. He's kicking the ball. And I did pick Werribee. Yeah, I'm still staying with Werribee. I think they'll get up. Unless Thompson can get a couple of late goals now. Time clock checks, so 18 minutes gone. They need to get a rattle on here. That's worth 4 goals, this breeze, as we see Timmy Ellis. Got the long sleeves on now, Tim. Must have been cold. No, it wasn't. It was Cunningham. Here's a go. Oh, have a look at that. There's been a clash of bodies, but it doesn't matter because Andy Lamb says, I've just popped it through the high diddle-diddle.
Yes, he got bumped late there after he got rid of his kick, but it didn't make any difference because Lamb put his second goal on the board. And Thompson's 9-9-63. They now lead at Werribee Central's 5-7-37 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And, that's 26 points of difference now.
I think the Thompson settle line, Jason and Ron is probably just starting to get a little bit on top. Now, Nankervis is always an option. Lamb's got himself a couple of goals this quarter, and I think Richardson's just starting to sort of get himself in, getting a couple of marks as well. So
don't forget Timmy Gardner. He's done a lot of hard work here today.
Has done the hard stuff.
Here's Richardson again now out of the centre, gives it towards Edgar and McFarlane. Edgar on hands and knees, trying to slap it out. He does so now. Gardner goes without it. Morley, left foot kick long towards Justin and Luddick. Luddick now, handball is okay to Cicino running past. Left foot kick wide. And in fact, it's going to be 2 wide. It's out of bounds. Chrissy Gardner to take the free kick. Plays on quickly, gets an extra 5 metres, goes long towards half forward. Richardson, Darlow, Richardson tried to get it down towards Nankervis. Cicino, put his teammate under pressure there. Was it a throw? No, it was holding the man.
He didn't have control of the footy, did he? Good pressure from the Thompson side, but he was a bit overzealous.
Cicino, it is at half back. pushed into the teeth of the breeze, Bernardo, and also in front there was Vilchins, couldn't take the mark, falls towards Grapsis. Right foot kick by the orator, goes towards Hannessy, who traps it well, gets around 2 tackles, then puts Asino under pressure because Gardner came at him, but he was good enough to get the handball away to Delaney, got it to Morley on the wing. Can set something up now for Werribee. Oh, very high kick up towards Atchison and Buchanan coming out. Matheson at pace, can't take the mark. Luddick played for the free kick, didn't get it. Pushed it across centre half back towards Harris and Edgar. Edgar also looking for the free kick, didn't get it. And now Harris gives it over the top to Lamb. Now he can run through the middle and draw the player. He gets around Spicer easily. 2 bounces now, Gann to Shepherd. 3 bounces. Keep going, son. You can keep going towards 50. It goes long towards the goal. Shepherd. Oh! Lamb! Oh, down. 4 bounces in the goal. And
3 goals.
And his 3rd goal.
Oh, what a ripper. Well, what about the coach said to him at half time?
Good play by Ganny there. He had Spice come in. Spice placed the game pretty hard, and he knew he was going to be in a bit of trouble, and he knew he was going to get hit pretty hard, but he stood his ground. He allowed Lamb to have another couple of bounces, and the finishing off was brilliant.
69 plays 37. 32 points, and our cameraman's got little stars in his eyes.
Back to the centre, Smith and Vilchins now. They both go up. They neither gets an effective tap. Falls towards Richardson, gets a backhander. Lamb running in off his wing. Morley traps it. Dana comes at him. He saw him come too. Turned around on his left boot. Burke on the wing stands his ground. Now he goes off. Mentions the pass to McFarlane. Running back with it. Gets a hand to it, which was good. He still runs at it now. Coming through Ellis without the footy. And he went very high on Christian McFarlane. And it's going to be a free kick for the centre half forward from the Tigers.
What's your thoughts there, fellas? I mean, the umpire's seen the free kick. Was a little bit more in it or not? What's that, Jason, in the book?
Well, he went very high and he went with his elbows up. But
he didn't argue too much with the umpire.
No, he didn't.
He knew it was coming.
And Mark Cowan wants to go on with it, but I think it's better if he just stays out. He's already been off the ground once and wouldn't want to get sent off again.
No, I think the important thing that Mark Cowan's got to realise is have a look over in the top forward pocket, and the scoreboard says 10-9-69 Thompson, 5-7-37 Werribee.
Well, look at that. You can see McFarlane coming off with a blood rule, and he's got blood streaming from his head. So Alice obviously connected. And Rick Humphrey to come back on now. He is injured. So they're obviously running out of players on the Thompson bench.
Should have brought me here down.
You should have. You would have got a game. You would have been able to pull on that number 8 jumper, which you made so famous. And Rick Humphrey on, and he's hobbling. He's got an ankle injury by the looks of it. And Rick Humphrey actually has to take the kick now because he's replaced McFarlane for the blood rule. So he's coming down to take the kick. So if Rick can kick this goal, it'll be the easiest goal he's ever worked for.
Yeah, well, he's normally a pretty good kick of the footy.
I'd imagine after he kicks this, if he gets the goal, he won't walk too well, but when you know you've got a chance to kick the goal, you don't think it'll come pretty quickly.
Exactly. Well, Humphrey now from 35 metres out, directly in front to put Thompson's 11th goal on the board. He comes in now and 2 steps, and it's not even going to make the distance. Cowan in front. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. It's going to be a rush behind for the Tigers.
Injustice to Rick. It would have been a bit cold.
Oh.
The hammies were a bit tight.
And I think if that ankle was hurting him, that wouldn't have helped either. So the kick in by Buck comes members side looking for Vilchins. Richardson and Smith against him at the back. Burke. Richardson, just held it up there and handballed it to Smith. Good punch on Humphrey with a second kick in 30 seconds. Turns it around the corner. No, Cowan, you just push. You can't do that. Cowan's just pushed Buck straight out of the way.
Oh, the ball was within 5 metres.
Oh, you've given him a shove, Ron.
There you go.
And the kick from Buck over to Galauka over the top towards Kelly and Morley. Kelly taps it out, a bounce at 50. And it's going to be a boundary thrown on the outer side. It's 10-10-70. Werribee Central's 5-7-37. McFarlane ready to come back on the ground. And the limping Rick Humphrey will limp off the ground for McFarlane to come back on.
I think that was well assessed there by Kelly. He had the front position, but he knew Morley was behind. Morley had the sit, and he opted just to bring the ball back to the ground and not to give Morley a chance from behind.
Well, Richardson's had a standout third quarter. Gives the handball off to Timmy Gardner. Draws a player and gives it to Burke, the halfback flanker at 50 towards Cowan over his head, though. And his opposite number in Gareth Buck takes the mark at fullback. Runs off. Poor kick by him, though. Nankervis, he can't take the mark. Hands and knees. Tries to give it back to Timmy Gardner. Pushing in the back. Holding the ball. It's holding the ball. And Cicino at defensive 50 to take the free kick. Handball off to Timmy Ellis. He goes long with his right boot. Gardner running back. Oh, good mark. With the flight of the ball. And took a good mark. Chrissy Gardner. Game number 246 this afternoon. So he's been a great stalwart for the Thompson Footy Club. Goes long towards half forward. McFarlane back on the ground and has lost nothing because he's taken a great mark in the middle of the pack. No, he hasn't. hands?
In front, yeah.
Yep.
First hands, Timmy Ellis, who breaks clear at centre-half back and brings the ball out looking for Buchanan. The ball actually bounced backwards there. I've never seen that before. And I think that was on quick at half-time. As we see now, the ball kicked up the half-foot, Thompson into attack. And what did you give me there to drink, Stuart, at half-time? I tell you, I've never seen that happen before. They did a complete U-turn, didn't it, the footy?
The air conveyance.
The air conveyance. That's a good call, Stuart. Now, the biggest or the smallest bloke on the ground has taken that ball out of the throw-in with us. Quick hands there to the coach. He can't pick it up. Good work there, Spicer. Still won't go out. Robbie Edgar says, I'll show you how to do it, fellas. Pick it up, have a bounce, get through one, and just steady and kick it up to the centre of the ground, and a nice mark land. No, he put the head down. And, under a little bit of pressure. But never mind. That's football, and he was just looking after his curly locks.
Keep the eyes on the ball, Ronnie.
Well, that's why he dropped the mark.
I'd say ball up.
Probably the first mistake he's made for the quarter, so we might let him have that one.
The attacking side of the wing for Thompson. Smith and Vilchin stand their ground. Neither gets an effective tap. Burke shepherds for Gardner, who just gets a little handball out to land. Then Gardner fights away again. He gets wrapped up. Is that holding the ball? Well, he had an opportunity to get rid of it, so the umpire says it is. And Timmy Ellis to take the free kick. Vilchins is down also. Ellis taking a very long time to get up the big man. Oh, great roving Kelly. Gives it back to Chrissy Gardner. Handball to Grabs under pressure from Larnick. Oh, in the back. No free kick anywhere. Burke handball to Timmy Gardner, who's under pressure as well. He got the ball away, though. Goes towards Burke again, and Ellis too high. Around the shoulder there, and Timmy Ellis will take the free kick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with Vilsons. His left leg is... I'm not sure whether it's a groin or a knee, but he's not moving too well.
He's had knee problems through the year, so it could be that.
Yep, he's taking a couple of deep breaths there with the hands on the hips.
Atchison in front. Oh, pulled off the footy. Umpire Beatty. No free kick. Matheson can't take it with him. Handball out the back. Atchison again tries to ride the tackle, then gets one in the back, but there's no free kick, and it's going to be a bounce down just inside the centre square at centre-half forward.
Like that a bit better. That's Matheson back to centre-half forward, and Bernardo back at full forward.
And Atchison got the job on Matheson again. And Smith to do the ruck work against Matheson. Smith in front. Fist towards Kelly. Can't take it with him, but slaps it out in the direction of Justin. He's got support, Lamb Shepherds. And Justin on his left foot goes high and towards McFarlane and Hart. Oh, McFarlane, great mark. Play on. Goes towards the goals. Cowan was leading for him, but he elected to go for goal, and it's one behind, and that makes it 5.
If he kicks another point, he'll kick a goal.
It would have been difficult. I mean, Cowans wasn't overly impressed. I don't think that he's had a flying shot, but I think he did the right thing. He had control of the ball. He would have had to try and bring it in with his opposite foot back in through centre-half forward. So, unfortunately for himself, he didn't get the desired result he wanted, but I think he had the right option.
Well, some good work there from, that looks like Slade Hennessy having a run on the ball for the Centurions. Oh, the Orator does well. Luke Luddick and he having a good contest. On that occasion, I've given the honours to Shane Grapps as he gained a good 30 metres for his side. Found the boundary line, out of bounds now, half-forward flank. Thompson dives into attack. Smith taps it out to Burke, who's well up the ground. Oh, it's a high ball. Up they go, down she comes. Good fist away, Gareth Buck. Out of bounds, left forward pocket. 25 metres from the Thompson goal.
I think Wilson's going to make his way down to full forward.
28 minutes gone.
I'd say Bernardo's come onto the ball.
Nankervis gets a high tackle there out of that ruck contest from the boundary throw in, and the wingman will have a chance to kick his first goal this afternoon.
Very valuable player for Thompson this afternoon.
Currently 10-11-71 Thompson. Werribee Central's 5-7-37. He goes for goal. It's very high. It's up there. Does it get through? I think it has. Nankervis has kicked his first. And the 11th goal for Thompson, 11-11-77. They lead Werribee Central's 5-7-37 by 40 points on the Apco Shop's third quarter scoreboard. We've been going just over 27 minutes in this third term, and that's 40 points of difference.
Biggest margin of the afternoon. Tigers look as though they may have it wrapped up. But the Centrals will show a lot of fighting quality.
Back in the centre now. Bernardo in the ruck, as Stewie said, and Vilchin's at full forward. Bernardo goes up and comes down towards Richardson, who traps it, handball back to Smith, then get it towards Gardner, but he lets to kick towards centre-half forward. Cunningham runs out at pace. Richardson, in fact it was Kelly, comes through. Withers now, handball back to Timmy Gardner. Runs through centre half forward, measures the pass towards Cowan. He's always got two on him. Getting back there, Robbie Edgar. And Edgar takes the mark.
Breaks clear now at the last line of defence, Robbie Edgar. Goes out to the opposite side of the ground, or outer side, and finds Justin Morley. Sold the dummy nice on Terran Curvis. Now got time to run his full term, steady, and kick to Luke Luddick at centre wing. He runs off now and feeds the hand pass to the run of the skipper in Barry Delaney. Finds Buchanan at half forward. Timmy Ellis. Now, that was good footy until there. And then that really all come undone. Did us some good pressure, but Mark Harris's boot wrapped up. Didn't have a lot of time to use it, but the umpire said he reckons you did. Mark Harris can think himself a little unlucky on that occasion. Centrals now, an opportunity here. Slade Hennessy. He's kicking from 45 metres into a pretty stiff breeze. Nice looking drop punt up to the teeth of goal. Comes down. Oh, Buchanan, the opportunist. What's he done? Kicked it off the carpet. He couldn't pierce the big sticks. It goes right across the face and it's out of bounds. Left forward pocket about 20 metres from the Werribee goal.
Played that well on the edge.
He did, didn't he? He sucked Matheson right in there and gave away the free kick.
Just that last goal-scoring opportunity, we had both Matheson and Wilson standing in the square. I mean, that's fine, but it obviously means that there's two opposition big men as well. I would have found that either Wilsons or Matheson would have been better off 30, 40 metres back behind the play in case the ball came out as it is now.
Kick from, to Withers. But a poor kick there. Edgar gets to the Bernardo in the centre of the ground. He just puts it up, and coming out Gardner, who looks to be limping a little bit too, the veteran, but he does very well there to keep the ball with Spicer and wrap it up. And well done, Chrissy Gardner. Could have been away there, Werribee, but he'll let the ball go.
Just with that, with Matheson and Wilson down in the goal square, either of them failed to work their way back down the centre half forward, and as the ball's gone back in, they didn't really have a realistic marking option.
Good tap there again, Smith. I'm pretty impressed with his game.
Pretty clever there, Richo.
Yeah, Richo, right foot, and a good courageous mark. Kept his eyes on the ball that time. Oh, and it shot one from Spicer. And we see now that these two are on. As we just wait now and see what's going on up forward. McFarlane. The orators have been getting an 83-step with Timmy Ellis here.
A 3-step.
Chloe McKiss, orator. Nothing serious. The boys just having a bit of a tit for that.
I think the umpire's pretty serious there. I think Mr. Spice is very lucky. I mean, he's seen it. He came charging in and then didn't make a decision.
Richardson gives the ball to Burke, the half-back flanker. He can't grab it though, and Edgar can run away now from half-back for Werribee. Oh, he just puts the ball onto his boot though. No direction whatsoever. Withers there, Spicer. Morley now traps it. Tries to get around the tackle he does, or puts Delaney under pressure, but he's good enough to get away from it. Right-hand handball out wide towards Timmy Ellis. Shepherded by Cicino. He can't pick it up though. Withers comes at him. He gets around him easily. When he gets around Lamb, gets around Gardner, gets one for his trouble, then plays on. And it's not going to be advantage there, so it's going to come back to Timmy Ellis.
Not quite sure what the emergency umpire did here. He's found a spot there that he liked, and he decided to spectate the game while he was there, but the action had sort of finished, and he decided to come on the ground. He might have been a little bit cool, and he needed a bit of a warm-up.
The blood rule for Timmy Ellis, who copped one across the nasal passage there, and will have to come off the ground. So Timmy Ellis coming off the ground with a blood rule, and Rick Hansen to come on for him for Werribee. And Hansen will have to take the free kick at half-back on the grandstand side. We've been playing 31.5 minutes in this third term.
Be a good boy to have on your side, wouldn't he, Timmy Ellis?
Yeah, he's better to have on your side than against you, I think, Timmy. He plays the game very hard, very committed to the ball, and does get plenty of it. So, yeah, he definitely would be a handy acquisition.
So Hansen will take the free kick at half-back now for Werribee. They trail by 40 points, 11-11 to 5-7. And it's a poor kick off the boot, goes up towards Darlow and Buchanan, who's wrapped up. Smith, handball out wide to Lamb, who sat and waited, gave it to the orator, who just puts it under his left boot quickly. High, Bernardo back there, and he takes the mark behind Spicer at half-back. Matheson calling for it. He's going to go in that direction. Atchison against him, and Smith also. Atchison from behind, big thump. Darlow. And he follows it up. Edgar, good play. Can give the handball off to Cicino. He does now on the wing. And goes with his right boot long, Luddick. And also Harris falls back towards the big man, Vilchins. He can't pick it up though. He's on hands and knees, grabs us. towards the safety of the boundary line. Withers in front of him as well. He's got support, Burke. He's got Timmy Gardner. Burke now can handball. Oh, he went himself and he didn't have any support. Cicino, he's still got it a half forward on hands and knees. Gives it to Delaney. Delaney now gets out of traffic. Onto his left boot. Short little kick. Nankervis back there. Puts one hand up. Buchanan. Smith. Scrambly footy at the moment. Oh, handball from Smith. Shocking. Darlow standing. Back to Smith. They're playing with it. Now it's out. Nankervis is going to set something up. He gets around Bernardo, but too slow, too late.
Molly's put his hand up, I think, about 9 times, demanding the ball, and at all times that they've gone around him, and the ball turned over when possibly a scoring opportunity for Werribee has been squandered.
Well, in that quarter, Thompson kicked 6 goals, 5 to go to 11-11-77, and Werribee Centrals were kept scoreless. 5-7-37 at three-quarter time, exactly their score at half-time. 40 points of difference, the goal kickers at three-quarter time. For the Tigers, 3 to Shane Withers, 3 to Anthony Lamb, 2 to Mark Cowan, and singles to Andrew Gardner, Terry Nankervis and Alan Richardson. While for Werribee, 3 to Brenton Vilchins and singles to Luke Luddick and Tim Ellis. So a big third quarter, and it seems to always be the vital quarter of the third term. 6 goals, 5, 11 scoring shots for the Thompson side, and they lead by 40 points at three-quarter time.
Just about a match-winning lead, gentlemen.
At this stage, I think so, Ronnie. Last week it was Werribee that had the match-winning third quarter, and this week they've been on the receiving end of it. But I'm sure, like they did last week, and they kind of half-time they went in and they, looking down the barrel again, and they came out, they responded. The last quarter, the game was still there to be won, and Coach Mick Foster, he sort of explained what he wanted the boys did retaliate to what was said, and I'm sure they'll fight it right out. And it's only a matter of getting a couple of goals early on in the last quarter and put themselves back into the contest, and then perhaps Thompson have got to reassess the situation and maybe make a couple of negative moves. So I mean, the game's definitely there to still there to be won. Just I think from Werribee's point of view, it was a bit sort of like last week as well. I don't want to harp too much on last week, but there seems to be a bit of a pattern that they rely very heavily on their more experienced players, and blokes like Delaney, Edgar, have probably got to get a little bit more of the ball, and when they do get it, they've probably got to use it a little bit better and give the likes of Matheson and Bernardo a bit more of an opportunity in the forward line. I'm very impressed there with Lamb's third quarter. He's been thereabouts all day, but his third quarter, especially with 3 goals, was great. Again, Richo, he worked his way into the game in the second quarter, and he's extended that again into the third, and he's been very important. Marcus Harris off the half-back line has rebounded numerous Werribee ventures, and they just couldn't get the ball past that half-back line area. And Timmy Gardner, although his effectiveness hasn't been as what it usually is, he's obviously hampered by his hand injury, but he's been very busy. He's thrown a few shepherds, he's given off those couple of handballs, or he's kicked the ball long to a one-on-one contest in the forward line, and also Chris Gardner in the back line. He's been reasonably solid.
All right, so it's 40 points of difference at three-quarter time. Thompson 11-11-77, Werribee Central 5-7-37. Back with all the action in the final quarter after this.